Hello there, welcome to Hive Live Extra, the promotion party. Watford beating Millwall by a 1-0 at Vicarage Road, and Ismaïla Sarr penalty, enough today to get the job done. Done and dusted. We are back in the promised land of the Premier League. How good does it feel to be able to say that? We're going to be live with you for the next 60 minutes or so to help you celebrate the Hornets promotion back to the Premier League in what you might say is a virtual players' lap of honour. So we've got loads of great guests lined up for you. It's going to be a bit of a revolving door, I think, here in the Hive Live studio. So some of them may even be a surprise to me, but it's going to be great fun. We'd also like to hear from you, the fans at home. We've said so often this season that Hive Live is all about the fans. So we are here once more to connect you with the club and the celebrations that are going on here today. So if you are watching in the garden with some celebratory beverages or still dancing around the living room, share your messages with the team and pictures as well, and just show us how you're celebrating. You can use the hashtag Watford Promotion Party. So hashtag Watford Promotion Party is the way to send us those pictures of you celebrating. We're going to be reading out some messages to our guests as well, which include many of the players, which I'm sure they'll want to hear your messages of support. And we'll also be showing your pictures to fellow fans around the world who are joining us now as we do our best to be together and celebrate Watford's return to the Premier League. So welcome again to Hive Live Extra, the promotion party, live from our home, Vicarage Road, soon to be branded as a Premier League stadium once again. So great to have you with us here at the home of the Hornets. Let's get this party started. I am joined here first by Watford legends past and present, I think it is fair to say. So Kenny Jackett and Dan Backman here with us in the studio. Done, job done. How good does it feel to be able to say that? It's confirmed, you've done it, Dan. Yeah,
it's hard to describe really. It's obviously been a really tough season. I mean, every championship season is incredibly tough, and we've seen before excuse me.
It's okay. How tough, it's been quite the afternoon.
How tough it is to get out of the championship. You know, it's been over the years. You know, teams have gone relegated straight away again to League One and struggled to go anywhere near the promotion places. So we knew it was going to be tough, even though with the squad, just because of the manner of the league and the teams we play against. But you know, every member of staff and player has been absolutely outstanding. You know, the whole season. And yeah, it's nice to finish it off with a clean sheet as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been outstanding, Dan, this season. Kenny, you've been there, done that in these situations. I think we can feel the relief, can't we, coming off Dan now that it's finally done.
Yeah, congratulations as well. Congratulations to everybody. It's a big achievement going straight back up, and as you say, after the first year, it can get progressively more difficult. So it looks like an excellent squad and real good team spirit in there as well, it seems.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously I think that the biggest part that got us promoted again, because I mean you just need to look at the players we've got. We know we've got quality, so it's more a thing of putting to getting a togetherness in the team and fighting for each other and saving each other's mistakes and just helping each other out, because like I said, if we match the other team's mentality and fighting spirit and tackles and whatever it might be, then we know we've got a good chance of winning every game just because of the quality we have on the pitch. So
yeah. Even today, it looked, Millwall didn't make it easy for you, did they? They had a real go, particularly in the second half, and then another clean sheet. It's a fantastic defensive record. You must feel very comfortable with that back four there.
Yeah, it was a very, very tough game. I mean, it was it was incredibly tough, and we said before the game we want to start fast and put them under pressure and hopefully score early, which we did. And we tried to keep going and put the better game early, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. So we had to grind it out dirty, and yeah, it's a great moment obviously for the club, but for me personally as well.
Is he smiling ear to ear because you've just been joined by one of your teammates, Ben Foster, who's
Come on,
the studio.
Come on.
Come on, you two. Here we are, the Goalkeepers Union.
Man of the match today, by the way. Man of the match.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Congratulations. Listen, you two have such a great relationship. We've seen that, I think, all season. But Ben, the way that Dan's come in.
Today especially as well. I thought today, we needed somebody to just be awesome, basically, because they did. They caused some problems, didn't they? But yeah, he was top class, absolutely brilliant, and he has been all season as well. Honestly, it's been a pleasure to watch him. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose for you, it's been personally a bit disappointing, maybe, that you've had this injury. But how great is it that your teammate has come in and just done such a good job? He passed the baton on perfectly between the two of you.
It's very hard to do, you know. It's not to just sort of wait all that time and then just sort of go in and take to it like a you know, fish to water. Really
makes it even tougher when it's someone like you.
Shut up, you dickhead.
Today's performance as well, pulled out some excellent saves. They tested you, didn't they, at times?
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was a tough game. I mean, you know, we thought it might be a bit easier after we scored so early, you know, and but it wasn't to be. You know, I thought we didn't play badly at all. You know, we played well, but they, you know, fair play to them. They had a good game and kept putting us under pressure till the end. And yeah, we hung in there. It was a bit nervy the last 10 minutes, but you know, promotion races are always a bit nervy. So. That's it, you know, it's done now, and yeah, we'll win the league now.
Exactly, fighting talk. We'll leave it there with you, Dan. Thank you so much for coming up
together,
here.
but let's do it together quickly, and then we can both go.
And then you can both go.
Now. We're absolutely dying for a beer.
Right, let's go. Where are we going?
Okay, listen, I think the one major missing ingredient from today is obviously the fans. You've got them watching now. What would your message be from both of you at this stage?
Mate, like, I don't know how they felt at home, but me sitting on the side watching, I was absolutely crapping myself, honestly. Like the one that you've tipped around the post, my God, it's like that close to the line. But that's the difference between all them sort of celebrations now and nothing. And then going into the last 2 weeks of the season, nervous as hell. Do you know what I mean? We could have had two absolutely massive games coming up, you know, with Brentford and Swansea. Anything could have happened, but no, brilliant. Like to keep a clean sheet today.
Do you feel like a proud dad?
Yeah, honestly, I said earlier, like, honestly, I don't think people understand. Like if you're not playing and you just got to sit there and wait, it's so honestly, like, isn't it? Especially like you went to Scotland, you did really well, and then you got to come back and just sit there and watch it all unfold. Kind of, it's so sort of like painful. But no, he's come in and he's just, like I say, took to it to like a duck to water, honestly. And it's a hard skill to do, but it shows the quality that he's got. How
special is this, though, for you both, to be able to deliver this for those fans at home who sadly haven't been with us here? Yeah, and they've now got Premier League football to look forward to, thanks to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough 15 months or a year, whatever it was, for everyone, you know, not just in football. And obviously, football lives from the fans, you know. Football without fans is absolutely nothing. I mean, the celebrations today would be completely different if fans would be here, you know. It's a different... you know, kettle of fish, you know, you can't compare it. So obviously it's a shame nobody can be here, but I hope we've given you something to cheer about. And yeah, I mean, I'm really speechless. I'm normally quite good with my words, but
you just said kettle of fish. He's Austrian and he knows
I'm struggling a little bit.
I can't wait to say this. We will see you in the Premier League. Well, we won't. We'll see you next week against Brentford, but it's just nice to be able to say that. Well done. On behalf of everyone watching, well done. So good to see you both.
Congratulations, Dan. Well done.
Take care. Right, I think we might take a really brief break. As I mentioned a few times, it's going to be a bit of a revolving door here in the Hive Live studio. I think our next guest might be coming in now, but come back to us in a couple of minutes' time. We'll be with you once more.
What would you say to those people who say you do not have a lot of coaching experience?
Oh, doesn't matter. This is the experience is nothing. My experience is well. You know, all my life in my blood I have a winner. I won everything in my career, but I won't say of the fans. Sure, I give my maximum for the club. I know what is the responsibility when you are head coach of the Watford, and I'm sure I won't give my maximum.
Tonight, we get back on board the football roller coaster that is the Championship. We know all about the ups and downs of this relentless and unpredictable division.
Right from the off, let's go, come on, let's go!
Still going Ben Wilmot into the feet of Pedro, who could turn. Wilmot's continued into the penalty. Pedro goes for goal! What a goal from João Pedro! Sends ball in towards the far post, and Sarr scores! Victory for Xisco Munoz in his first game in charge of the Hornets. Cleverly with a nice ball for Deeney, and Deeney's released Sarr. Sarr into the penalty area. Sarr shoots and finds the bottom corner. What a fine finish from Ismaïla Sarr. Tino, it's in! Adam Messina! Adam Messina has won the game for the Hornets. Messina again, it comes to Sema. Sema on the volley! It's 3 now! Here's Ismaïla Sarr into the penalty area again. It's 2! And Watford's march towards the Premier League gets us that little bit closer. Trying to keep it alive, which is João Pedro. Looking for Gosling! Dan Gosling finds the back of the net with a big goal for the Hornets on a big night at the top of the Championship.
Come on! Yes! Yes!
Well, I'm sure plenty more where that came from this afternoon. We've done it. We are back in the big time. You're with us here on Hive Live Extra, the promotion party. I'm not going to get sick and tired of saying that anytime soon. And a big party calls for big names. So I'm with Kenny Jackett in the studio, and we can welcome the Watford ladies captain, Helen Ward. Hello.
Hello.
You okay after that? Breath back?
Yeah, it's got a bit emotional out there watching that, but yeah, no, fantastic. Like, you know, Dan and Ben said it could have put a lot of pressure on the next 2 games, but they've gone out there, done their job very professionally. Wasn't easy to watch at times, but yeah, they've done it, and they can enjoy the celebrations out there. I
was going to say, as a player, you're obviously used to managing big games and big situations, but watching that as a fan, how did you cope?
It's a million times harder because you've got no control over it. I can imagine it's like being a manager. Like, once they're out on the pitch, your job's done. You can only hope that they're going to do it, and yeah, they did fantastically, and got the early goal, and would have hoped there would have been a couple more, but no, it was fantastic in the end.
Yeah, it's a shame in some ways, I suppose, if we are going to be slightly critical of today, that they just didn't make it a little bit easier for themselves, Kenny, and get that second goal.
It was a nervous day, wasn't it? It was, and to be fair to Millwall, they didn't sort of sit back either in the second half, and just maybe for a lack of quality up and around the box, they could have got some goals. But having said that, the clean sheet record is there. We talked about it before the game, and it's an outstanding defensive record that Watford have got this season. And today that was enough, and they relied on it, and it's got them over the line. So congratulations to everybody. It's just interesting there, the two keepers just talking about the setup, because the team spirit is so important. They know they had the quality, and then if they can match the other team's work rate and mentality, they thought they would come out on top, which is very interesting, and it's been successful.
Yeah, they seem to just really bring out the best in each other, this team, don't they?
They do, and I think you have to give Xisco a lot of credit. What he's done since he came in has been unbelievable, and I think I've seen stats written here and there that since he came in, they are the best performing team in the league. And they've gone out there and got what they deserved, and the team spirit, you can just tell, the way they look after each other. Ben Foster could easily have been disappointed not to have played too much, but he clearly backs up his mate, and it's all been good.
Oh, look what it means. You can see there the players all hugging, embracing each other. Again, such a shame that the fans weren't here in person, but I'm sure there were many similar scenes around living rooms watching this one here with us on Hive Live. We're getting some great messages coming in, by the way, so keep them coming. Andrea Costa has been in touch using our hashtag Watford Promotion Party. Well done, boys. Very well deserved. A very proud Watford fan with a little love heart emoji. Mark Wakeling, it's 2:15 a.m. here in Melbourne. The night is young then, I'm sure. I'm not sleeping tonight. Heroes, legends. Well done, lads. Catherine Spiri, thanks Hive Live. It's the first season in years that I've watched every game. Come on, you Hornets. Premier League, here we come. Lee Biggerstaff, we are away for the weekend, but it is still time to party. Hashtag Watford FC. Hashtag Watford Promotion Party. And a really lovely one here from Vicky Weaver. We done it, Dad. Hashtag Watford Promotion Party. Rest in peace. I hope you are dancing up there. If there was a year that promotion is for the fans, Kenny, it's this year of all years.
Yeah, it seems surreal as well. You're looking at celebrations, and it would have been great for everybody to have been here, and these days are for them. But we understand there's a bigger picture to it, and the players and the club as a whole have delivered, because when they do come in for next season, it will be Premier League football, and that's where I think they deserve to be.
Yeah, it's quite bizarre, isn't it, I suppose? If you didn't come to any of those matches, those couple of matches we had over December, there will be an awful lot of fans out there who haven't seen Watford since we beat Liverpool And suddenly we're back there again. I mean, it's great, but it's surreal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like this season didn't happen and we never left the Premier League. But no, that last message you touched on, I think it says it all, doesn't it? There's been so much heartache throughout the world that for the set of Watford fans that may have been through some tough times, that's going to lighten their day, and you know that's what it means.
Yeah, and we do just have to remember there will come a time when I'll look over my shoulder here at Vicarage Road and these seats will be filled and we will be able to celebrate even more together. There's some really, really good times ahead, but yeah, we just have to, you know, stress away, stay away from the stadium for now, enjoy your celebrations safely at home, and eventually we will be back here at the home of the Hornets, and yeah, really, really celebrating this one together. Helen, you have been here in the flesh watching this one. Kenny, likewise, we saw a few of the celebrations out the window. Could you hear them? They were shouting, screaming at each other?
Yeah, definitely.
But in Neil Diamond in earshot at all?
Yeah, no, it was good to hear, isn't it? It's the moments you live for as a footballer, as a fan, as anything. These moments in your life, they're very special.
It's great as well for the players to, you know, cite the backroom staff and make sure that they involve everybody, because while it is the players and everything is geared towards them performing on the pitch, there's a lot of people, you know, right the way through the club that put a lot of time, effort and dedication into their preparation, and it's good that the players recognise that.
Yeah, it's true. You can see, of course, there's 11 players on the pitch and the bench, but there's so much more, Helen, isn't there, that goes into that. You can speak on behalf of the women's team as well, that allowing you to perform, it's so much more than what you do on your own, and the coaching and the training that you give yourself. Yeah,
day to day there's people looking after them, whether it's the food they eat, whether it's the massages they get, the treatment they get when they're on the injury table, anything that goes in day to day is contributed to what happens on the pitch, and it's good to see that they all recognise that and they thank those people, because they are vitally important, and without them a football team doesn't work.
Yes. Well, thank you to you both for coming up here in the Hive Live studio and being part of the party, the promotion party that we have here with you on Hive Live Extra. Plenty more to come, so stay with us, but we're just going to take another quick break.
What would you say to those people who say you do not have a lot of coaching experience?
Oh, doesn't matter. This experience is nothing. My experience is well. You know, all my life in my blood I have a winner. I won everything in my career, but I won't say of the fans. Sure, I give my maximum for the club. I know what is the responsibility when you are head coach of the Watford, and I'm sure I won't give my maximum.
Tonight, we get back on board the football roller coaster that is the Championship. We know all about the ups and downs of this relentless and unpredictable division.
Right from the off, let's go, come on, let's go!
Still going Ben Wilmot, it's the feet of Pedro, who could turn. Wilmot's continued into the penalty. Pedro goes for goal! What a goal from João Pedro! Sema's ball in towards the far post, and Sarr scores! Victory for Cisco Munoz in his first game in charge of the Hornets. Cleverly with a nice ball for Deeney, and Deeney's released Sarr. Sarr into the penalty. Sarr shoots and finds the bottom corner. What a fine finish from Ismaïla Sarr. Tino, it's in! Adam Messina! Adam Messina has won the game for the Hornets. Messina again, it comes to Sema. Sema on the volley! It's 3 now! Here's Ismaïla Sarr into the penalty area again. It's 2! And Watford's march towards the Premier League gets us that little bit closer. Cleverly trying to keep it alive, which is João Pedro. Looking for Gosling! Dan Gosling finds the back of the net with a big, big goal for the Hornets on a big, big night at the top of the Championship.
Come on! Vamos! Yes! Yes!
Well, welcome back again to the Hive Live Extra promotion party. Great to see you submitting your pictures using the hashtag Watford Promotion Party. You out there celebrating in your bubbles with your friends and your family, and here with us virtually on Hive Live. Look at those smiles. What a great day for this football club, for us all to enjoy, albeit virtually for now, but it won't be long until we are back here at Vicarage Road celebrating in person. Now, we've got Helen Ward here in the studio with us, but what's better than one club captain? Two, welcome Troy Deeney. Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you? You good?
How are you that cool, calm and collected? We've been promoted. We've done it.
No, I am. I'm happy for everybody. I told you before it was going to happen. You was more nervous than me.
It's true. Never in doubt. I will give you that.
I'm happy for the boys. Happy for everyone. It's a weird feeling when you've only been involved for a certain amount of the games, and like really I've been more of a coach than anything, just shouting at people for the last 3 months. So no, I'm happy for everyone. I'm happy for the players, happy for the staff, but it just feels weird that I'm here talking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is quite. Is it bittersweet? Maybe not bittersweet.
No, I'm happy. Genuinely happy
but
for
just that you weren't necessarily able to do it on the pitch, but you have more than played your part off the pitch. We know that.
Oh well, thank you. But no,
it's true, isn't it? You've been with the boys at every game.
Yeah, I've been travelling, unlike Moons. But no, do you know what it is? I remember doing the interview. What's hit me? I remember doing the interview after Arsenal, and like I got hammered for telling the truth. And like, you know, there's so many people behind the scenes that are affected by it, and you know, might get sacked and this, that, and the other. And then like walking across the pitch and you see Lynette, who's been here like for 36 years, and she's like buzzing. And they're the people that it really matters for. Do you know what I mean? Players come and go, and all you guys work behind the scenes, and you know what it's like. Like if we never got promoted, it'd probably be 200 people. You know, like sacks and players come and go, and I just think it's like for everybody else, like, not everybody really appreciates that, but I do, and I just think I'm happy that no one's got sacked off the back of us, like, you know, mess it up again.
Yeah. Do you think, well, how much praise then needs to go to the hierarchy here? Of course, so much credit goes to them, but it has almost felt quite seamless, and I think a lot of that has been the message from that day that we got relegated. I think there was never an acceptance that we were a championship club. It was like, right, we've had a bit of a blip, but we are going back to where we belong. And do you think that's transcended to the players? 100%.
And I think the hierarchy, but then also the manager, like the managers come in. I just said it on Sky. You look at the earlier games, and the best one would be Huddersfield away. I know that ultimately that was Ivic's last game, but look how no one tried the leg. Like you got lads, a high-paid, high-caliber bench. Everyone's coming on, and Dre's making tackles against Norwich away, like Campwell. Like that's what you need, and that's when you know that someone's fighting for that manager. So he deserves it. He'll always put praise on the players, but I just want him to enjoy it. I think everyone should enjoy it.
It did feel like there was a bit of a turning point around Christmas, I suppose, when we look back at this season as a whole. But a few of you came in here and were honest about the fact there were some big crunch meetings that happened. You know, Helen, when you draw on your experience as a player, how important is it sometimes to just get together like that at a bit of a low point and say, right, we need to do something about this?
Yeah, sometimes I think as a group of players you have to take a bit of responsibility. You can't put everything on the management or, you know, officials, whatever it might be. You have to take a bit of responsibility, and you know in your heart when you haven't played well, when you haven't played well as an individual or as a team, and that's when you have to get together, have some harsh words, but take those words on board as well and deal with it. And that's obviously what the boys have done in that run-in since Christmas.
This is it. Since then, it's almost been like no looking back. I mean, I know obviously you've not been able to play, but just to be in and around that bubble, there's something so special that's been happening here. And you've been at Watford a long time now, but I'm sure this ranks pretty high, doesn't it, being part of this?
Yeah, definitely. It's from a different perspective, and that's probably what I'm struggling to get across, really. Everyone's took stick at certain parts of the season, and obviously when you have those, you know, the best way to describe it, I call Moons when I'm stressed on the way home and vent to him for 45-50 minutes, because the games move forward and you can't always have the shouting matches. You can have 1 or 2 a season, but you can't have like 3, 4, 5 and 6, you know what I mean? So you end up having, I end up speaking to Moods, who's a bit wiser. I was going to say older, but a bit wiser. And, you know, he'll guide me and just say, like, look, maybe approach it in this direction. And I think that's helped. I think Clev's has been fantastic. Nate's been fantastic.
Well, this is it. In your absence, there's been a few of them that have worn that armband, and they've done it well, haven't they? No,
definitely. And I think, obviously, Clev's, I don't want to be disrespectful, but Clev's is what he is. Like, I know I'm going to get 8 out of 10 out of Clev's, week in, week out. You kind of take it for granted. But when he came out of the team for a couple of weeks, you saw how important he is. But I just want to take the moment to say, like, Nate grew up this season. You saw him go from a boy to a man. When the armband went on him, playing with injuries. Again, he's not going to talk about it, but I will. Like, he's played with so many injuries to the point where he had to get dragged off maybe 2 weeks ago, and he's worked to be back and play. And you know, someone that's done that for maybe 3-4 years now, you can appreciate how difficult it is. And yeah, he's been great. And there's loads of others you could go through, but just certain people you saw mature before your eyes.
Why do you think that was? I mean, obviously it's because they want to get promoted, but it shows, doesn't it? This club means so much to people like Nathaniel Chalobah. To go out there with the injuries and stuff that you've just been describing there, we don't see that as fans.
No, people don't. And Helen, you know more than me, there's nothing worse than when you're injured and you can kind of do it, but you can't do it to the fullest of your extent. And then the fan turns around and goes, oh, he's rubbish, or he's retired, or he's this, or he's that. Like, it's so hard to keep pushing through the pain barrier, but people have done it. And thankfully I get to show up because the chairman's come here, so I don't have to talk anymore.
Yes.
You can take over my awkwardness.
Right on cue. Yes, we're going to take a really quick break because we do need to do this in a COVID-secure way. Scott Duxbury has just entered the room. We're really, really looking forward to talking to him. Troy, Helen, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right. We're going to be back with you very, very soon.
What would you say to those people who say you do not have a lot of coaching experience?
Oh, doesn't matter. This experience is nothing. My experience is well. You know, all my life in my blood I have a winner. I won everything in my career, but I won't say of the fans. Sure, I give my maximum for the club. I know what is the responsibility when you are head coach of the Watford, and I'm sure I won't give my maximum.
Tonight, we get back on board the football roller coaster that is the Championship. We know all about the ups and downs of this relentless and unpredictable division.
Right from the off, let's go, come on, let's go!
Still going Ben Wilmot into the feet of Pedro, who could turn. Wilmot's continued into the penalty. Pedro goes for goal! What a goal from João Pedro! Sema's ball in towards the far post, and Sarr scores! Victory for Xisco Munoz in his first game in charge of the Hornets. Cleverly with a nice ball for Deeney, and Deeney's released Sarr. Sarr into the penalty. Sarr shoots and finds the bottom corner. What a fine finish from Ismaïla Sarr. Tino, it's in! Adam Messina! Adam Messina has won the game for the Hornets. Messina again, it comes to Sema. Sema on the volley! It's 3 now! Here's Ismaïla Sarr into the penalty area again. It's 2! And Watford's march towards the Premier League gets us that little bit closer. Cleverly trying to keep it alive, which is João Pedro. Looking for Gosling! Dan Gosling finds the back of the net with a big, big goal for the Hornets on a big, big night at the top of the Championship.
Come on! Yes! Yes!
Well, hello and welcome back once more to the Hive Live Extra promotion party. Yes, we have made it back to the big time, the promised land. It's official. Watford are Premier League, and God, does it feel good to be able to say that. So many of you getting in touch via Twitter, sending us your pictures. We can see them there, celebrations all over the world. We've got people getting in touch from Australia, America, and it's so great that we can celebrate virtually here on Hive Live. It is just brilliant to be able to share this moment with you. What a moment it is. Now, this is a big show. I've already mentioned we've got big names. It doesn't get much bigger than this. I'm really, really delighted to say that joining us here in the Hive Live studio now, the club chairman, CEO, Scott Duxbury. Congratulations, Scott. I should mention also Chris Stark here with us in the studio too. Won't leave you behind. You must have visualised this moment for months and months and months. It's here.
Absolutely.
How do you describe the emotions going through you right now, Scott?
It's surreal. I mean, I genuinely believed we would do it, but for it to actually arrive and the manner in which we did it, with the stress, 1-0, it's surreal. It's the finest moment I've had in football.
Wow.
It's remarkable, and to be surrounded with friends, with Chris, with the team, it's superb, absolutely superb.
I really wanted Scott to come here, and I was just talking to Scott down there and sort of dragged him up so he could come and speak here, because I think with Scott, I'm going to talk for you a tiny bit here, Scott, and then I'm sure Emma's got a couple more questions. But I think with Scott, I see him, obviously I know Scott, and I see him at games, and I see how passionate he is. And I see just now, when I was out there, how much this means to him. He's got his family here. And I think, and I'm talking in front of you here, Scott, I think sometimes people don't see Scott as the fan that he is here. I've never seen a guy so angry after a football match. I've never seen a guy so happy after a football match. He puts everything into this team, this ground, and I think, and as a matter, I just want to say I think you should be super proud. And seeing those pictures, I know that means so much to you, doesn't it?
What does this mean to you? I mean, you've said how much of a highlight it is, but you also mentioned the word stress in what you were saying there. And it's been an incredibly challenging year for everyone. But Scott, you've been right at the front of this, driving this train. We finally made it, but I can't even begin to imagine what your day-to-day has looked like.
I think that's the key. It's the stress of everything. I mean, relegation's tough as it is. When you have a worldwide pandemic, you have the coronavirus, it nearly brought the club to its knees. And to be able to navigate through that and come back and be back in the Premier League, it's everything. This club means everything to me. And there was moments where it was touch and go, whether we thought we could actually continue. But we managed to find a way through, we managed to adapt, and we've got back to the Premier League, which is, it's everything for this football club. It's the biggest achievement in my career.
Isn't that incredible? Because for me, we've had some amazing moments with the Pozzos and Scott in charge of this football club. We've had some amazing moments, and yet that was the first thing you said to me when I saw you on the pitch, and you were there celebrating in front of me, and you say that this is the biggest achievement.
Why is it? What makes it?
Because everything was against us. We had the worldwide pandemic, we had no fans here, everything was against us. As a club, we stopped for a year and we were relegated. I mean, that is tough to actually deal with. And we had to do that, and we had to keep a team that was competitive with literally no income that was coming into the football club. So for us to be able to deal with that and get a team spirit to come back, remarkable.
I think, though, the thing we have to point out, Scott, is when you rewind sort of 9-10 months ago when we were relegated, we didn't really respond to it like a lot of clubs do. You maintain the staff. We kept the core of players, which when a lot of clubs get relegated, they don't do that. But it's down to you and the Pozzos and the approach that you took. The bottom line is you were very brave. I don't think we were ever recognised as a championship club. We didn't accept that status. And I think it's your attitude that's transcended down into the players, and that's how they've believed. But I'll use it again, you were brave. Do you look back, do you reflect on it like that? It was a bold move to make.
I like to think that, I said from day one, that if we're all together, we'll achieve great success. And I view it as a family. And there was moments where the family was a little bit against us. They didn't see quite what we were doing. But I like to think that as we proved what we were trying to do, the family stayed with us. And then they saw that we were trying to build a football club that was going to achieve success, because there was moments where we weren't perhaps achieving what we thought we would do, and people were turning against us and the fans were turning against us, but we believed in what we were doing, we believed in the players, we believed in the vision, and then people came with us. And
I think that can happen with a football club as well, can't it? In that, as a fan, I think you can have an idea of what owners, the top tier management of a football club, that they have a different agenda to you just as a fan. And actually, I think what's really amazing about what's happened since we've been relegated, and I've seen it firsthand, which is part of the reason why I wanted to sort of drag Scott up here a little bit, is that I've never seen Scott stop caring. I've never seen him stop stressing. I've never seen him stop celebrating when we win. He's the first to text me when we win. He's the first to sort of temper some of my overexcitement sometimes when I've had a couple of drinks and I need to let him know. And my point is, I know how much it means to Scott seeing the pictures of families enjoying today, and it is really harsh that we can't all be in the Vic today and celebrating. But I think it's also really nice that we can all celebrate like this and actually talk straight after a game, because I don't think we really get to talk after a game like this in this sort of way.
You tell us, Scott, what does it mean to you that you have delivered, this beacon of light in what has been a really dark time for a lot of people?
It means everything. I mean, I've always said from day one that together we can achieve great things, and it's not just rhetoric, it's the truth. And that's been our biggest strength, that as a fan base, as an ownership, as a management, we're all together. And if we stay together, we will continue to achieve great things. Like, we've had 5 years in the Premier League. There was a worldwide pandemic, circumstances dictated, we were relegated. First attempt, we're back. That's not because of me, that's not because of Gisco, it's because we're all together as a football club. We're a united football club, and we should be very, very proud of that.
It feels that as well. What do you think?
Yeah, you feel like family, a Watford family.
I feel so happy to be a Watford
families
fan.
fall out, and I get it. In January and December, what's Scott doing? I get it. Families fall out, but we're a family. Yeah. And if we stay true together, we will continue to achieve great things.
Yeah, we certainly will. Listen, we do still have 2 games to go after this. I hate to remind you, but what does the process look like for you now? Will you allow yourself to enjoy this? We talked a lot here about, and I can feel it, the relief from you, Scott, that we have got this done. Are you going to allow yourself to enjoy this?
Scott's off to the pond.
100%, I can sleep now. I've not slept for weeks, for months, so now I can sleep, and it's great. Because that's where we've moved Watford. We are a Premier League football club.
We are.
That's where we should be. So it's great we've had a fantastic season in the Championship. It's great that we've won 10 consecutive games and we're fantastic, but we're a Premier League football club. That's where we've moved Watford. We came here 8 years ago. We are now an established Premier League football club, and that's where we belong. Yeah. It's fantastic we're back.
We are back. We
back.
are Premier League.
We're back.
It feels so good to be able to say. Do you have a final message for the fans? They're all tuned in at home.
My final message is the message that I said when I first came here, that is, if we stay together and we believe in each other, we'll achieve great things. We're going to have moments where we disagree, like any good family, but if we stay together, we will achieve great things. And this is why we've achieved this moment, because we're together.
It's quite EastEnders, isn't it? Family.
Well, it's
it's
true.
all family.
We are a family, and this is an incredible moment. So I hope everybody is savouring it at home. And Scott, I hope you savour it, because we know you've worked really, really hard for this, and we're really, really grateful to have you as part of this football club. So Scott Duxby, I feel like we should give you a round of applause. Everybody in the studio.
Let's all give ourselves a round of applause, everyone. We're Watford, Premier League. Let's have it. Come on.
I think you're off to the pond, Scott. You're off for a lie down in a dark room somewhere, just to get your breath back. Wow, Scott Duxby, Chris Stark, great to both have you here on the Hive Live Extra promotion party. We are Premier League, and we are here to celebrate that with you. We're going to be back with you very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
What would you say to those people who say you do not have a lot of coaching experience?
Doesn't matter. This experience is nothing. My experience is well. All my life in my blood I have a winner. I won everything in my career, but I won't say of the fans. Sure, I give my maximum for the club. I know what is the responsibility when you are head coach of the Watford, and I'm sure I won't give my maximum.
Tonight, we get back on board the football roller coaster that is the Championship. We know all about the ups and downs of this relentless and unpredictable division.
Right from the off, let's go, come on, let's go!
Still going Ben Wilmot, it's the feet of Pedro, who could turn. Wilmot's continued into the penalty. Pedro goes for goal! What a goal from João Pedro! Sema's ball in towards the far post, and Sarr scores! Victory for Xisco Munoz in his first game in charge of the Hornets. Cleverly with a nice ball for Deeney, and Deeney's released Sarr. Sarr into the penalty area. Sarr shoots and finds the bottom corner. What a fine finish from Ismaïla Sarr. Tino, it's in! Adam Messina! Adam Messina has won the game for the Hornets. Messina again, it comes to Sema. Sema on the volley, it's 3 now. Here's Ismaïla Sarr, into the penalty area again. It's 2! And Watford's march towards the Premier League gets us that little bit closer. Trying to keep it alive, which is João Pedro. Looking for Gosling! Dan Gosling finds the back of the net with a big goal for the Hornets on a big night at the top of the Championship.
Come on! Yes! Yes!
So welcome back once more to the Hive Live Extra promotion party. Please keep the pictures coming. Look at that. I think it was a mini, wasn't it, covered in Watford logo. In your shirts out there, toasting celebrations because we have done it. Watford are Premier League once more. Goodness me, that dog. Yeah, keep the photo. Has that a Watford tattoo there? I might imagine a few of those actually over the next few weeks. Yeah, plenty of you getting your pets involved in the fun as well. Why not? Why not? I mean, these days don't come around very often, do they? We've got to make the most of them. So do keep your pictures and your tweets coming through. Let me go to a couple actually first. Matt Churchill, Scott said the club would do everything to get back up. He delivered. Thank you, Scott. He certainly did. Nikki, we are back. Well done, boys. We're so proud of you over here in Michigan, USA. Omar Moore, all season long, Watford were a cut above. To bounce back so soon is a tribute to their hard work. Credit to the lads. You put in a shift day in, day out. The Golden Boys are back in the big time. Congratulations, lads. Bring on Neil Diamond. You Orleans. I think we're all looking forward to speaking to Cisco and finding a bit more about his Watford playlist, certainly for today. Right, once more, 2 more guests here in the Hive Live studio. I'm really pleased to say. So I'm joined by the Watford women's forward, Adekite Fatuga-Dada. Welcome back.
Hello.
And Tommy Mooney, after another 90 minutes of commentary. Wow. I mean, it's all worth it, isn't it, to get to this point? I think you've still got tears in your eyes, haven't you?
I was stood up for the last 10 or 15 minutes, I've got to be honest. I couldn't sit down any longer. It got a little bit edgy towards the end, but over the line, that's all that counts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to find the words, isn't it? There's the emotions, Addy, to sum up these kind of moments. But you tell us the emotions rushing through you right now.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was so nervous sitting there watching. I mean, I said to Helen before the game, I was like, I want it to be maybe a close one so it's a bit more exciting, and I regretted it. I said I regretted it as soon as I sat there. It was, honestly, it was horrible to watch. But we got through it in the end, and it's a really amazing moment. Yeah, it really is. How often have we sat here in the studio and talked about promotion? And it's real, Tommy. It's here. It feels strange, doesn't it?
Well, it's often said it's a long season. It certainly felt it this year, hasn't it? We've seen or experienced probably every emotion, and then you get over the line today, and you know, to see Cisco and the players celebrating like they have. It's a long time since I've felt that experience myself, but watching them is fabulous. And then to see Scott and see how emotional he is, and you know, everybody's the same. That's what you want to do. You want to get back to the Premier League. And we've spoken to many people probably in the last year during lockdown, and so many of them have said to me, we get back to the Premier League, we can pretend this season hasn't happened. And perhaps sometimes we think we're lucky to watch the games, and other times the people that are not in can pretend it hasn't happened.
That's very true, actually. So many great tweets coming in. 1 season away, we're back. Addy, you have to take your hat off to them. The fashion in which we've done it is almost like this season never happened.
Well, yeah, no, it is. And I think, you know, you appreciate it more when it was hard as well. It wasn't an easy way to do it, you know. The start of the season, it was a bit, you know, touch and go, but they definitely come through strong. And, you know, it's a great way to celebrate. And now they've got a few more games, they can relax a little bit and get through it and, you know, just kind of relax, like I said, and you know, cruise into the Premier League now. Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? We've still got 2 games left to play, although you'd expect now they'll be flying. What can you imagine? Well, you can. What would that dressing room be like now, Tommy? A winner's dressing room like that?
I think by now it would be subdued because they're just relieved Because I actually said into commentary, the fear of failure for a footballer is far bigger than the enjoyment of success.
Right.
So they've got over the line. They've done what they needed to do. Many people made many promises, but in football, you can't always do what you want to do. Fortunately, the players have got over the line, and certainly since Xisco's come in, it's been a massive, massive difference. Not just to the style of football, but everything around the place. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, this club means a lot to you, Addy, doesn't it? We know that, and you've got your links with the community trust and the work that you do there. This promotion, Troy touched on it, it's so much more than just, I suppose, our football status and the fact that on the pitch we are now Premier League. This is going to do so much for our wider community as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. You look at, even the environment of Watford around, the town centre, and you see how much that's grown and thrived, and that's all to do with Watford obviously being in the Premier League before, and now we're back. So it's going to be amazing to see how much we continue to thrive as a town as well. So
yeah.
I'm
going to put you on the spot here, Tommy. Ever in doubt? Or were you always sure that we would reach this moment?
No, I was always sure. I just didn't know when it would come.
Right.
At what point. But certainly, the last 12 games would have been the best team in the division. It's the fact that Norwich have sustained that throughout the season, and we've also said many times that Norwich have probably got the best 11, but we had the best squad.
Yeah.
Well, the two best squads have just got promoted today.
Yeah, it's true. So much squad depth. I think we've seen that particularly in the second half of this season. Different players filling in at different times. So with Craig again today at right back. How much do you think that has contributed to the success we've had this season? Just the sheer squad depth.
I think also players willing to play out of position. I think that's been massive. That shows how much everyone wants it. I know there's times where my manager Clint probably won't thank me for this, but he's played me out of position, and I've maybe not liked it, but I've had to get on with it and deal with it for the team and for the bigger purpose. And I think all of them have really put a shift in this whole season, and congrats to them.
Yeah, exactly that. They do it for the team, Tommy. They do it for the badge. These boys really care about this football club, don't they?
Yeah, I think I was lucky enough to visit the training ground, and you see the camaraderie. And my experience of promotion is with the best dressing rooms, and I think the dressing room has certainly improved this season in various difficult situations. So, they deserve it, and when they look back at it, it's 20 years since the last time I was promoted. When you look back on it, you look back on the dressing room and your mates. Say, the 99 group that got promoted here, we still have a WhatsApp group 20 years later. None of us look the same, but we've got exactly the same banter. And it's brilliant to speak to the lads. And this group, I hope they do it, because it is great when you all get back together.
Yeah, we saw some of the scenes there, the boys celebrating on the pitch. Of course, we said it a few times, Addy, the main missing ingredient today is the fans, but the time will come where we can celebrate this properly together.
Yeah, like you said, it will almost be like, like they left at Liverpool and they come back and, if it's Liverpool first game of the season, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? But no, I think the celebrations haven't been the same today. Obviously, there's no fans there, but, everyone, they've been thinking about the fans, and, they'll love to have them back here. And like you said, we'll have a celebration when everyone's back. So just hang on tight and we'll all be back soon.
Yes, we certainly will be back here with you celebrating. For now, wherever you are, enjoy these celebrations, savour them. We've said it a few times already. What a huge moment this is for Watford Football Club, so make the most of it. History has been made today. Tommy, Addy, thank you very much for your time. I think we're going to be back with you again shortly, but for now, I think we need to take our breath again. It's been pretty chaotic half an hour or so here in the Hive Live studio, but stay where you are, we will be back.
What would you say to those people who say you do not have a lot of coaching experience?
Oh, doesn't matter. The experience is nothing. My experience is well. All my life in my blood I have a winner. I won everything in my career, but I won't say of the fans. Sure, I give my maximum for the club. I know what is the responsibility when you are head coach of the Watford, and I'm sure I won't give my maximum.
Tonight, we get back on board the football roller coaster that is the Championship. We know all about the ups and downs of this relentless and unpredictable division.
Right from the off, let's go, come on, let's go!
Still going Ben Wilmot into the feet of Pedro, who could turn. Wilmot's continued into the penalty. Pedro goes for goal! What a goal from João Pedro! Sema's ball in towards the far post, and Sarr scores! Victory for Xisco Munoz in his first game in charge of the Hornets. Cleverly with a Nice ball for Deeney, and Deeney's released Sarr. Sarr into the penalty area. Sarr shoots and finds the bottom corner. What a fine finish from Ismaïla Sarr. Tino, it's in! Adam Messina! Adam Messina has won the game for the Hornets! Messina again, it comes to Sema. Sema on the volley! It's 3 now! Here's Ismaïla Sarr into the penalty area again. It's 2! And Watford's march towards the Premier League gets just that little bit closer. Emily trying to keep it alive, which is João Pedro. Looking for Gosling! Dan Gosling finds the back of the net with a big, big goal for the Hornets on a big, big night at the top of the Championship. Come on! Yes! Yes!
So welcome back once more to the Hive Live Extra promotion party. Yes, we have been promoted back to the big time. We're back in the Premier League, the promised land, and great to see so many of you enjoying your celebrations wherever you're tuning in to watch us here on Hive Live Extra. Out in the sunshine with your friends, your family, in your bubbles. Plenty of people toasting bubbles by the looks of it. And 2 familiar faces now we can watch at full time. Our commentary team, John Marks and Tommy Mooney. Was that the full-time whistle, Tommy?
I think it was. I had my fingers crossed in my jeans pockets because I didn't want to risk anything.
What a moment though when it did come. I mean, I don't have a clue how many minutes of football you have watched this season, but to finally hear now, have that final whistle blown and it confirmed. It's quite something, isn't it? It's special.
Yeah, I said before, it takes a long time to get promoted, and they've achieved it with 2 games left, which is a huge bonus because of the size of the games that could have been left. They've done enough to get over the line. It wasn't the best performance today, but the performance at Norwich was outstanding, and that's what set up today. It's all about, you know, dealing with the next minute in this game.
I suppose throughout our season there's been plenty of matches, hasn't there, where we've had to really grind it out, but that is what the Championship's all about, Helen.
It is. It's been relentless, hasn't it? It's been every Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, like the amount of miles you must have done up and down the motorway to get here. But yeah,
amount of Troy Deeney phone calls actually.
Yeah, probably more to the point. Yeah,
that's harder work. That's been my hardest job this season.
I felt like saying the poor man's been on commentary for the last 3 hours doing our show as well. Then you ring him up. Goodness, yeah.
But yeah, it's relentless. There's been tough games. There's been some tough pitches they've had to deal with as well. You know, out there is an absolute carpet. You have to give Scott and his team a massive amount of credit for that because their home record is fantastic and the pitch has got a lot to do with that. But they've had to deal with, you know, Kenilworth Road, the Den, those sorts of pitches where it's not been nice at all. But they've come through it and, you know, that's job done. Happy days. Go and play on some carpets next season.
Well, this is it. You know, we've talked about the pitch a lot this season. The players have been shorted. They don't want to use it as an excuse when we've lost. But Tommy, if we're being honest, it's not allowed them to play to the best of their ability when we've been away from home a lot this season. Hopefully a problem that we don't face next season.
Yeah, it's not a problem that we'll face next season. I think this year, obviously because of the pandemic, it's been difficult for every football club. So there's an awful lot of the pitches in the championships weren't as good this year as they had have been in the past because they haven't had the staff to work on them. Here they have, and again, it's another one of the commitments from the football club to maintain Premier League status, get or retain Premier League status. So, you know, I agree. Scott and his boys have done absolutely fabulous to keep the pitch like this. And I genuinely think that that's one of the reasons why we are where we are. Because they've since Xisco arrived, they've tried to play quick attacking football, and you can't do that on a muddy pitch. Yeah, true. I mean, it wouldn't be too strong to say that Scott and his team have played a direct part in getting us promoted with the work they've done.
Definitely. I mean, you look at the likes of the boys that play up front, João Pedro, Sarr, Sema, they like the ball on the floor. They want to know that when they're dribbling it, it's going to go where they intend it to go, which is not easy to do. Ask Addy, she's a winger, she needs a nice pitch to dribble on, otherwise it's up bobbling around your knees and your shins. So yeah, it's a massive part of it, and there's nothing worse as a footballer turning up to a pitch when it's not great, because it's in your mind from before you even start the game. And it can affect you. It shouldn't, but it does. Yeah. So yeah, you have to give them huge credit.
It didn't affect me in my career. I was better
Some
with
nice
my
little
head
bobbles setting you up for a nice finish.
The bobble was always on my foot, Helen, so it didn't really apply to me.
Well, hopefully that's behind us now, because I think we've got Brentford away and quite a nice pitch, the Brentford Community Stadium, and then Swansea here. So yeah, it's hopefully the last we've seen of bobbly pitches, certainly for now at least. Plenty of tweets and messages coming in. Keep the pictures coming as well. We've got the Denver Hornets. They've been in touch. We are back in capital letters. Philly P says, come on you Hornets. I think we can all echo that as well. Daniel, yeah, we've only been away from the big time for one season. We're back already. Hazel Roberts, so happy. Grinning face, and I think that's what's so nice about this now, isn't it? We can really just enjoy the next two games, Helen. I think it is going to bring an extra spring in everyone's step, isn't it?
It will, because there was so much talk about this being a tough run-in, and it has been. You know, Norwich on Tuesday was as difficult as it got, and they came through that, but thankfully we didn't need all of those games in that tough run-in to get over the line, so they can go out against two teams that are still fighting for position in that playoff race and momentum as well, so they're not going to be easy by any means. But you know, going out with no pressure is nice as a footballer, that you can go out and enjoy it and hopefully, you know, not make too many mistakes and finish on a high.
Yeah. What a relief. Job is done. We are back in the Premier League. We are here with you on Hive Live Extra for our promotion party. We hope you are celebrating at home, wherever you are joining us from, and we're going to be back with you again very shortly.
What would you say to those people who say you do not have a lot of coaching experience?
Oh, doesn't matter. This is the experience is nothing. My experience is well. You know, all my life in my blood I have a winner. I won everything in my career, but I won't say of the fans. Sure, I give my maximum for the club. I know what is the responsibility when you are head coach of the Watford, and I'm sure I won't give my maximum.
Tonight, we get back on board the football roller coaster that is the Championship. We know all about the ups and downs of this relentless and unpredictable division.
Right from the off, let's go, come on, let's go!
Still going Ben Wilmot, it's the feet of Pedro, who could turn. Wilmot's continued into the penalty. Pedro goes for goal! What a goal from João Pedro! Sends ball in towards the far post, and Sarr scores! Victory for Xisco Munoz in his first game in charge of the Hornets. Cleverly with a nice ball for Deeney, and Deeney's released Sarr. Sarr into the penalty area. Sarr shoots and finds the bottom corner. What a fine finish from Ismaïla Sarr. Tino, it's in! Adam Messina! Adam Messina has won the game for the Hornets. Messina again, it comes to Sema. Sema on the volley! It's 3 now! Here's Ismaïla Sarr into the penalty area again. It's 2! And Watford's march towards the Premier League gets us that little bit closer. Emily trying to keep it alive, which is João Pedro. Looking for Gosling! Dan Gosling finds the back of the net with a big goal for the Hornets on a big night at the top of the Championship. Come on! Yes!
So welcome back once more to the Hive Live Extra promotion party. More pictures of you enjoying your celebrations with your friends and your family in your yellow shirts, yellow scarves. Great to see you getting all involved. Different generations of Watford fans we can see there. Plenty of people using their dogs as well to put Watford shirts on. But yeah, you can see what it means. What a lovely picture that is. got Tommy Mooney next to me, tears in his eyes again, I think. But it's magic, isn't it? It just means so much to people.
Yeah, I think I love seeing the different generations. You know, there's the older supporters understand Kenny's era, my era, the era since, and now they understand this era. But the younger ones, they don't. They have no idea who I am or any of the players that are my age. They don't. They've heard stories about us. But I think the older ones, when you see them with their grandbairns and their young children, I love it. I think it's brilliant.
I think they know who you are now. We've showed you that picture of you in the checkered tie and shirt combination. That's going to scar a few young minds for life, I think, Tommy.
Thank you very much for that, Emma.
I mean, every time you've been on air, I've managed to squeeze it in somewhere, so there we go. Plenty of people getting in touch. Simon Wood, congratulations to the Golden Boys on promotion. Here's a sign of the times. I celebrated the win while getting my second COVID vaccine shot. So a particularly excellent afternoon for Simon. Glad that you are able to enjoy these celebrations. Darren Selwood, give her a shout out to Emma. Marge in Blackpool, hashtag Watford promotion party. Great to hear from you, Darren. Bill Wilkinson, couple of brilliant top draw saves from Big Dan today, absolute hero. Kit Kat in capital letters, I just can't get enough. I don't think any of us can get enough of this. What an afternoon it's been. Hillary's been in touch, Baby Auburn and his lucky kits. So happy to be back in the Premiership. I think I've seen this photo on social media and it's gorgeous, tiny little baby in a Watford kit. I don't think he's anything more than 1 year old. So hopefully many happy years ahead for that tiny little baby. And for us as well, as the Hornets are back in the Premier League. Just before we go, Tommy, heard from Scott Duxbury there. Not often, you know, you hear from the CEO, the chairman of your football club, but I think it's safe to say his words have probably had quite a big impact on us all. Yeah, I think you're right. You don't have to, particularly what he's experienced today. I mean, we've seen footage of him during the game. You can see how nervous he was. He's definitely done his 10,000 steps today along that the box. But no, for him to spend time coming into the Hive Live studio as well, I think that almost proves what he's talking about the family. Everything is involved, whether it be Hive Live, whether it be the community, whether it be the players or the families of members of staff. And that's the way I was brought up on Watford Football Club. And it's pleasing to see and hear that it's continuing. I've written here a note to talk about Brentford, but you know what? Forget about that. Let's just enjoy the celebrations, shall we? I think we're going to leave it there with the Hive Live Extra promotion party, but I'm sure the celebrations won't stop here. You enjoy yourselves out there. Savour this moment, this really, really special moment that we can all share as Watford fans here on Hive Live. It's been great to have you with us, Tommy. Look forward to seeing you next Saturday. What's happening next Saturday? I was going to say, a big party, that is what's happening next Saturday. And you've also got a phone call from Troy Deeney, probably to look forward to later as well. Thank you to all of our guests for joining us. Thank you to you at home. This show would be nothing without the fans. We've been speaking a lot today about the Watford family, so it's great that we can all be here together. We are back next Saturday, but most importantly, we are back in the Premier League. We'll see you next weekend.